Hi everyone! So I am finally bringing you this review. You have been asking for it for a week or ever since it came out, and that is the Etude House Real Powder Cushion. So I'm already wearing this. I used it for this specific makeup look, which I will be putting out a tutorial for soon, so keep an eye out for that. So the Real Powder Cushion is SPF 50 and it's PA+++, which is great. It is definitely meant more for summer and humid weather because they're really trying to protect you against the sun, and with the matte finish and the oil control that this is supposed to have, we will see when I test it, you can see that it is really driven for the summer months. Now the shade I'm wearing right now is called Light Beige. It is the lightest shade and it does go more towards the neutral to more warmer tones. However, I just kind of blended it down onto my neck a little bit and I feel like it's working okay. The idea of this cushion is that even though it starts out as a liquid, once it's on your face, it's like a powder foundation. So I did go ahead and look at the ingredients, and per usual with Etude House foundation products, this does contain ingredients that can be acne or skin irritants. So if you have very sensitive skin or acne prone skin, I would stay away from Etude House products, but I say that with every single review of one of their foundations that I've done so far. The one thing I can tell you about this is it has really good coverage. So I am wearing it on my face today already, and I'm going to be doing a wear test. So I will come back to you guys probably in about 7 to 8 hours, and I'll tell you how the foundation itself wore on my skin, how it sits on the skin, etc. Right now, because it's already on my skin, I can already tell you a few pointers. First of all, if you're going to be using a primer underneath, which I would heavily suggest, I would use one that is going to be a blurring and pore filling primer. It jumps between either sticking into pores or when you put it on, because it's so much of like a powder, your pores don't get covered by the foundation. If you use a nice silicone based primer such as the Vanilla Coal primer that they have, which is fantastic and I highly recommend it, it's going to go on a lot smoother and nicer, so keep an eye out for that. Also, because this is a matte and powdery type foundation, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you have dry skin, make sure to exfoliate. Exfoliate, because this is going to catch into dry patches if you have them. Another thing I can tell you guys right off the bat is when you use this, you really need to work on one section at a time, because once you finish a section, it's going to dry and it's going to set, and this is not something I would say is very buildable, because if you've already put one layer on and it's dried down, it's essentially like trying to put a liquid foundation over powder. It just doesn't work. So if you're going to build up on an area, do it right away. Lastly, so far, I absolutely love the finish. It is this beautiful matte finish. When I take pictures or when I'm outside, it just looks great in photos, and it looks like, look at my skin on this video. I have no oil and no shine. I mean, my face is still very luminous and happy, but I'm not oily or sweaty, and that is a big plus because it is getting humid here because it is summer. And if this product works well, then this is gonna be my summer product. I can tell you guys, this does settle into fine lines. So I've been smiling and talking, and it has definitely settled into my smile lines here on my mouth already. So we'll see if it gets worse throughout the day or how much more it might exaggerate my smile lines and my wrinkles, because I would like to have very smooth, soft, happy skin and not skin that ends up looking really old by the end of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wear it throughout the day, and then I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons and if I liked it.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so I first put the foundation on at about like 11, and right now it's 5:45, heading into 6 o'clock. So I've been outside in the humid weather and it's held up really ridiculously well. It's not really sitting into my pores, although you can see that it didn't actually cover some pores on the side of my nose here. One thing I can say right now as a negative is it is patching on my forehead a little bit, and it's also really sinking into any fine lines I have. Maybe not on camera, but in person I look a lot older. It really kind of sits on the skin as far as the finish and longevity so far, I really, really like this. I think for people who have more oily skin, this might work really, really well. You're not gonna have a very natural finish. I mean, it's gonna be noticeable that you have makeup on your face, and I'm definitely gonna recommend this more for people who don't really have to worry about fine lines yet. It did sink into those, but I mean, if you're someone who doesn't really have those expressive wrinkles or things like that, those dynamic wrinkles, this should work really, really well for you. This may be the first Etude House foundation product that I would actually wear on a regular basis. Although the fine lines are a little bit of a concern, if I use a really good blur powder, like a really good blur primer, should really help with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8 out of 10. It's only gonna get an 8 because of the fact it sits in the fine lines and wrinkles, and because of the fact it will go into dry patches. But overall, with the fact that it still looks perfect as far as like stain on my skin, I mean, it hasn't budged at all off my lower cheek. I'm not at work, so I'm not doing this a lot either. But just with, you know, how it looks on my skin and how nice it looks, this gets an 8 out of 10. So that's all I have for you guys today. Well, I'm really going to be editing a lot because I have a 4-day weekend, and I decided I wasn't going to send my computer to get fixed until after this week, so I could really, really edit a lot of my videos and get videos ready so that even if my computer takes a while to get back, that I can still kind of get videos out. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? I don't have plans tomorrow. I might make more videos. We'll see how it goes. So, as always, if there's any requests or any questions, etc., you can always put them down in the comment box below. And I am gonna go finish my pizza because I ordered pizza. Because I want to. That's all. I'll see you guys.